Hi friends. Welcome back to our English learning story series. This story is called The Superhero in the City. It's perfect for English learners from all around the world. Each chapter is full of fun words, exciting action, and real emotions. So grab a cozy drink, sit back, and let's learn English together one story at a time. The sky turned orange as the sun dipped behind the tall city buildings. Birds flew home. Streetlights began to glow. And in a small apartment near the park, a girl named Mina closed her English workbook and looked out the window. Mina was 12 years old. She was quiet, smart, and loved learning new words. But Mina had a secret. She was a superhero. Not the kind with a cape or a mask. Her power was different. She had the ability to understand and speak any language as long as she believed in herself. And lately, Mina had been using English to grow her power. She called herself Bright Voice. Suddenly, a loud boom echoed through the city. Birds scattered, dogs barked. Mina stood up quickly and opened her window wider. "Something's wrong," she whispered. Her heart raced. She grabbed her little notebook, where she wrote down new English words, and her small flashlight. She tied her hair back, put on her sneakers, and stepped into the hallway. "I'll just look around," she said. "Maybe it's nothing." But as she reached the park, she saw something strange. A streetlight had fallen. Sparks danced around it like fireflies. A small crowd stood nearby, confused and scared. A little boy cried, "Help! My dog ran under the streetlight." Mina felt the fear in the air. She took a deep breath and stepped forward. "Let me try," she said in a clear voice. Everyone looked at her. The boy's mother asked, "Are you sure? That light is dangerous." Mina nodded. "I know what to do." She flipped open her notebook and whispered, "Let's learn." She read aloud, "Dangerous. Something that can hurt you. Rescue. To save someone or something. Electricity. Power that runs lights and machines." With each word, she felt a warm glow in her chest. Her voice became steady. Her eyes sparkled. And slowly, the sparks around the streetlight began to calm down. Her words weren't just words, they were power. "Rescue," she said again, reaching carefully for the little dog hiding under the bench. The dog barked once, then jumped into her arms. The crowd cheered. "You're amazing," said the boy. Mina smiled. "Thank you. English helped me today." As the crowd began to go home, Mina sat on the park bench, holding her notebook close. She looked up at the stars and whispered, "One word at a time. I'll learn more, and I'll help more people." The city lights blinked like stars on the ground. The night was peaceful again for now. But Mina knew that tomorrow, a new challenge would come, and with English in her heart, she'd be ready. The morning sun warmed the rooftops as people hurried to work and school. Mina walked quickly, her English notebook in her backpack. Her heart still felt full from last night's rescue. She smiled, thinking about the little dog and how proud the boy had been. But today was a new day. And in the city, anything could happen. As she passed the subway entrance, a strange sound stopped her. Bang! Crack! Then a loud voice shouted, "The train stopped! We're stuck!" People were running up the stairs. Some were coughing. Some looked scared. A woman cried, "Someone help! There's smoke down there." Mina felt her fingers tighten around her backpack strap. She stepped closer to the entrance. "What's going on?" she asked a man nearby. "There was a small explosion," he said, breathing hard. "A wire broke. It's not safe down there, and I think a child is missing." Mina's eyes widened. A child? Alone in the subway? She felt a spark inside her, the same spark she always felt when someone needed help. She opened her notebook and flipped to a new page. She needed the right English words for this moment. She wrote quickly, "Emergency. Something serious and dangerous that needs fast action. Subway. An underground train. Smoke. Dirty air that comes from fire or heat." "Okay," she whispered. "I can do this." She ran down the stairs. The smoke was thick and dark. The lights flickered. It was quiet. Too quiet. "Hello?" she called out. A tiny voice replied, "Over here." Mina followed the voice. Near the broken train door, a little girl sat with her backpack, crying. My class left me, the girl said. I was getting my pencil, and then the smoke came. It's okay, Mina said, kneeling beside her. I'll help you. This is an emergency, but I know what to do. Mina took the girl's hand and spoke gently. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly. We're in the subway, and there's smoke, but we're going to be okay. Her voice grew calm and strong. Her words glowed again, soft and golden. The smoke began to fade. The air grew lighter. Mina guided the girl to her feet. One step at a time, Mina said. Let's go up together. They walked slowly toward the light. As they reached the top of the stairs, the girl's teacher ran over and hugged her tight. Oh my goodness, thank you. Who are you? The teacher cried. I'm just someone who loves learning, Mina said, and I speak the language of help. The teacher looked confused, but smiled. Mina waved goodbye and walked toward school. She felt tired, but proud. Her heart was steady, and her notebook was full of new power. At lunch, her best friend Luis sat beside her. You look like you fought a dragon, he joked. Kind of, Mina laughed. He pointed to her notebook. What's that word? Emergency? It means something dangerous that needs action, like saving someone. Luis raised an eyebrow. Are you practicing for something? Mina smiled but said nothing. Some secrets were too big to share, at least for now. She looked out the window at the busy city. The trains were moving again. People were safe. But deep down, she knew it wasn't over. There would be more danger, more people to help, and more words to learn. And when the time came, she'd be ready. The city library was one of Mina's favorite places. It was tall, quiet, and full of stories. After school, she often went there to read and write in her English notebook. Today, the library felt different. The air was heavy, the lights were dim, and as Mina walked past the front desk, she saw the librarian speaking quickly on the phone, worry in her voice. Mina stopped. Something was wrong. She listened. Yes. The elevator stopped working, the librarian said. There's a woman inside. She's panicking. Mina's heart beat faster. She looked toward the elevator. A small crowd had gathered. A little boy held his mother's hand, crying softly. I want Grandma, he said. Mina stepped closer. What happened? The librarian looked up. An older woman got stuck between floors. We think the power line broke. She can't get out, and she's scared. She doesn't speak much English, so we're having trouble talking to her. Mina nodded. I can help. You? The librarian asked. I speak many languages, Mina said gently, and I learn new words every day. She pulled out her notebook and wrote, Elevator, a machine that moves people up and down in a building. Stuck, not able to move. Panic, strong fear that makes thinking hard. She breathed in deeply and walked to the elevator doors. Through a small space between them, she could hear soft whimpering. Mina spoke in calm English. You are not alone. You are stuck, but help is coming. She felt the words take shape around her like a warm blanket. Her voice glowed. The elevator beeped. Slowly, the doors opened just a few inches wider. Mina could see the woman's face now. She looked tired and frightened. You're safe, Mina said. No more panic. Just breathe. The woman stared at her, then gave a tiny smile. She reached her hand through the gap and squeezed Mina's fingers. Technicians arrived and began fixing the broken wires. After 10 minutes, the elevator door opened fully, and the woman stepped out. Her family rushed to her, hugging her tight. You did it, the librarian whispered to Mina. She calmed down because of you. Mina smiled. Words are powerful. Later, as she sat near the windows, Mina wrote in her notebook. Calm words can save someone, she whispered. Luis appeared beside her. Hey, I've been looking for you. I checked the park, the store, and now here. You disappear a lot lately. Sorry, Mina said. I've just been studying. He raised an eyebrow. Studying how to save the world? Mina laughed. Something like that. As they walked home, Mina looked at the city. People walked their dogs. Kids played near the fountain. Life looked normal again, but she knew the city whispered. It told her when help was needed, when someone was scared, or lost, or in trouble, and as long as she listened and kept learning, she could answer. The sky turned gray as clouds rolled over the city. People rushed along the sidewalks. A storm was coming. Mina stood under a shop awning, her backpack pressed against her chest. She looked up at the heavy clouds. Thunder rumbled. She checked her notebook. "I need new words," she whispered, flipping to a fresh page. Storm. Heavy rain with thunder and lightning. Flood. Too much water in one place. Danger. Something that can hurt people. Just then, lightning flashed. A loud crack made everyone jump. Rain poured from the sky. Mina ran toward the city square. Water flowed down the street like a river. People shouted. Children cried. A delivery van was stuck in the middle of the square, and water was rising around it. The storm passed, and a few days later, the city held a celebration. Colorful banners waved in the breeze. Music played in the streets. It was time for the community paradia tradition in the city where everyone joined in. Mina walked with Luis, who wore a silly hat and held balloons. "I love this parade," he said. "Nothing ever goes wrong here." Mina smiled. "Let's hope it stays that way." But near the fountain, they heard a loud screech. A parade float, a giant moving platform decorated like a dragon had broken down. The wheels were stuck. And worse, the dragon head had fallen onto a small kiosk, trapping a girl inside. Crowds gathered. "Call someone," a man shouted. Mina stepped forward. "I'll check." Luis looked at her. "Are you sure?" Mina nodded. "I've got the words." She opened her notebook. She approached the girl trapped behind the float. "Don't worry," Mina said. "You're trapped, but not alone." She turned to the crowd. "This float is broken. We need to lift it together." People gathered around. With Mina's calm voice guiding them, they counted in English. 1, 2, 3. The crowd lifted the dragon float enough for the girl to crawl out. She burst into tears and hugged Mina. "Thank you," she whispered. Mina nodded. Words can lead people, even in a crowd. The parade restarted. Drums beat. Dancers twirled. But Mina and Luis sat on the curb, breathing deeply. "Why does this stuff always happen near you?" Luis asked. Mina just smiled. "Maybe I'm just listening better than most." Inside the van, a driver was banging on the window. "I can't open the door," he shouted. "It's stuck." Mina stepped into the rain, soaked to the bone, her sneakers splashing in puddles. She held her notebook close and whispered, "English, guide me. Storm, flood, danger." She said the words clearly, her voice glowing like a lantern. Her power surged. She reached the van and touched the door. "Stay calm. I'm here to help." The driver stared at her. Water was up to his waist now. Mina pressed her hand against the handle. The door creaked, then popped open. The man jumped out. Mina guided him to the steps of a shop, out of the floodwater. "Thank you," he breathed. "How did you?" "Just using my words." Mina smiled. As the rain softened, city workers arrived. They began clearing drains and guiding people to dry ground. Mina stepped back, watching the city begin to breathe again. Her hands trembled, but her heart was steady. Another day. Another rescue. More words. The storm passed, and a few days later, the city held a celebration. Colorful banners waved in the breeze. Music played in the streets. It was time for the community paradia tradition in the city, where everyone joined in. Mina walked with Luis, who wore a silly hat and held balloons. "I love this parade," he said. "Nothing ever goes wrong here." Mina smiled. "Let's hope it stays that way." But near the fountain, they heard a loud screech. A parade float, a giant moving platform decorated like a dragon had broken down. The wheels were stuck. And worse, the dragon head had fallen onto a small kiosk, trapping a girl inside. Crowds gathered. "Call someone," a man shouted. Mina stepped forward. "I'll check." Luis looked at her. "Are you sure?" Mina nodded. "I've got the words." She opened her notebook. Float. A large platform used in parades. Broken. Not working. Trap. To be stuck and can't get out. She approached the girl trapped behind the float. Don't worry, Mina said. You're trapped, but not alone. She turned to the crowd. This float is broken. We need to lift it together. People gathered around. With Mina's calm voice guiding them, they counted in English. 1, 2, 3. The crowd lifted the dragon float enough for the girl to crawl out. She burst into tears and hugged Mina. Thank you, she whispered. Mina nodded. Words can lead people, even in a crowd. The parade restarted. Drums beat, dancers twirled, but Mina and Luis sat on the curb, breathing deeply. Why does this stuff always happen near you? Luis asked. Mina just smiled. Maybe I'm just listening better than most. A week later, Mina was at the community center. She sat quietly, looking out the window at the people walking by. The city felt calm for once. A young woman sat beside her and said, Are you the girl who helped in the subway? And at the library? And during the parade? Mina blinked. How did you know? There are stories, the woman said. People say there's a girl who saves others. She doesn't fly or wear a cape. She just talks, and people listen. Mina smiled shyly. I think the city needs more people like you, the woman said. Just then, Luis rushed in with exciting news. You'll never believe it, they want someone to speak at the city school, to tell kids how words can help others. Mina stood up slowly. I guess I could do that, she said. Just a few words. Later that afternoon, Mina stood on a stage at a small school. Kids looked up at her, wide-eyed. She held up her notebook and said, This is my power. I learn words. I speak clearly. I help people. You can too. She wrote on the board, Learn, speak, help. The students repeated the words after her, smiling brightly. After the talk, Luis whispered, You really are a superhero, you know. Maybe, Mina said, but I think anyone can be, with the right words. She looked at the city through the classroom window. It was full of noise, color, people, and possibility. Mina wasn't done, not even close. Thanks for watching and reading with us. If you enjoyed The Superhero in the City, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and keep learning English with us every week. Remember, your words are your power. See you in the next story.